So you mentioned that your solution is not necessarily just rail yards. It could be other things. What is another interesting area that your technology helps
So
with?
the thing about our company is we're just classified as an engineering company, not a transportation or a rail yard engineering. We're just an engineering firm. And my dad is the electrical engineer. He's been doing it for 40 years. I've been doing software for a long time, and I have a background now in electrical engineering because I've self-educated myself on it. So, I can read schematics and I can help design, circuit boards and everything now. But mainly he does the hardware, I do the software. And with those two disciplines, you can do a lot. You can, another customer we had we designed a wireless temperature system for the National Weather Service. And it was for the NOAA cooperative program where they have a bunch of people all over the country who help take temperature measurements in certain areas where there's no equipment to do that. And it basically, every day they combine all this weather information and it helps meteorologists to better forecast and learn about, what's going on.
Awesome. What did you say?
I said it helps meteorologists better lie to us.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
But
So, did they come to you for that?
no, one of our other coworkers, he's actively searching government solicitations, and we're looking for work. We do look for work. We just don't advertise, too much, but we'll always go out and we'll look for work out on the main government sites.
It's probably good too to kind of get some other jobs because now your expertise expands, which opens up for more and more direction.
So have you guys done other stuff besides NOAA and the rail yards, or do you guys do any little projects or little stuff, or is it mainly like major stuff that you're doing?
Right now, I think some of the stuff that sounds major is kind of small. We just finished putting together some cables for the Department of Defense. I think for the Navy, they had some sort of missiles. I don't know if they were air-to-air, surface-to-air, but there were some missiles that that needed a cable design.
Wait. Are you allowed to talk about this? Don't get my house
No,
on a map somewhere. Like I don't.
We're good.
Okay. All right.
But we designed some cables. We had some schematics and we put them together for them and we tested them. And sometimes you get small jobs like that. Sometimes you get big ones.
Okay.
Did you get the cables at AutoZone?
Yeah. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. So that's pretty great. So if I was to try and get a job out of figure out like what government jobs there are, is there like a site that you can go to?
Yeah, but don't ask me because I don't deal with it too much.
Okay.
I've seen it, but I don't know what it is, to be honest. I could figure it out, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm sure Google search will.
I
will find it.
prefer actually doing the creative stuff, not searching for jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if push
So
came
you
to
guys
shove,
stay pretty busy then?
yeah, I mean, this year was pretty busy. Last year was really busy. We stay busy. We do.
Yeah.
We've only had 1 year where I think we were like, well, we're not getting any work this year. What's going on? But that's only because most of our projects, they came in at the end of 1 year and we finished everything at the end of 1 year and nothing really came in because, these companies that we work with have to budget money. And usually if it's not budgeted by the end of the year, they're not going to spend it at the beginning of the next year. So it was just kind of one of those years where they didn't budget, but we knew that there was a lot of work coming up for the next year. So we just kind of went through the year doing smaller jobs, but
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty typical, right? Especially with budgeted entities, and a lot of them, if they don't have if they have a little bit of surplus, they will reach out to you and be like, "Hey, we have X. Can we go ahead and use it now? Because if we don't use it,
they don't get it next year." Yeah, that's another thing. If they don't, some of these places, we do get extra work sometimes because they just want to spend their money on something. Because if they don't spend it,
It doesn't get put back in the
next
budget.
year,
the
they
next
say,
year.
"Well, you didn't need this much, so maybe we'll cut you back for the next year." But
I think it's every business budget.
Now,
yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
about, you're probably right.
now, would you guys like to grow? Would you like to have 20 people underneath you, or not underneath you necessarily, or
Yeah,
working
nice.
for you?
Not really. I mean,
I can see as a big company as like a Chicago Rail Yard, which you said is a pretty big,
yeah, they're huge. Yeah.
huge. I could see the value in going to a smaller company, knowing that you're the one that's putting the food on their table. Like they're going to treat you. You're not just another number.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, like, that there's 3 guys that are dedicated to you. The entire company is dedicated to you because you're their big project right now.
Yeah, that is kind of one of the big selling factors for, when it comes to our company is that we are small and that we can give the attention, and I can give you a phone number and they'll be able to reach me 24/7
Yeah.
if they have a problem. When you start working with bigger corporations, you lose that.
So what is your competition? Like, how many people are in this game, or is it fairly limited and that makes it
There's
easier?
a few. There are a few, but we strictly deal with, the Hydra switch. It's a specific switch that's designed by GE, but we're willing to work with any switch really. But
with that
there's
certain one, you're one of the main.
That's kind of like what we
Gotcha.
entered the market, working around.
It kind of reminds me of the book Small Giants. It's a book about basically small companies that don't want to grow, but they kill it. And it's mainly because they're small and like there's like an FX firm out of California that Lucasfilms actually farms stuff out to, and there's like 10 people. But
yes, I've actually heard of them.
yeah, the name is escaping me right now, but they kill it.
The only reason I've heard of them, like the son of one of the dudes was just on Antiques Roadshow with his box.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
That's
but
what I
literally,
know about
and
it.
it was in that book, and there was like another, like
Yeah.
there's like a brewery called Anchor Brewery. That one I remember. I don't know.
Imagine that.
but nonetheless, it kind of talks to what Corey's saying, where it's very intimate, right? So the person that's actually looking for that project, you're the one that's actually doing it. You have a lot of skin in the game as well to make it work. And if they complain right to you.
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
Or if they want to hug you,
yeah,
they hug you. Right.
Exactly. I mean, there's
Not
really
now, though.
there's
Not
no
now.
you're not chasing around
Corona.
trying to find someone to get on the phone with you, going through the automatic. You call and you get the automated. We don't lead customers in circles trying to get support or trying to get help with
It's
anything or
gotta-
answers.
Yeah, it's got to be huge to be able to like call the number and
I mean,
know that you're getting right to the source.
You don't get
You're
that
not
much.
getting.
Especially,
That's
not just right to
massive
the
to-
source. You're not getting to like the manager or the boss. You're getting to the guy that wrote the code.
That's
Exactly.
what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
An
that,
engineer
like,
will usually
the
pick up.
Yeah. So it's